I want to tell you all a quick story that's not really so quick. So, not too long ago, I left a very toxic environment that I was in and made the leap of faith in hopes that, if I'm being honest, things will get better. And I didn't really have a plan, I didn't really have a strategy, other than the fact that I really wanted to make this YouTube thing work, other than the fact that I really wanted to do my videos and kind of like just really give it all, you know? And there are certain things that happen that I can't disclose yet. And it's just, I will eventually talk about in a later video. But right now, I realized two main things. One, I can't afford to focus on that until I'm where I want to be at with my channel, with my growth, my content, you know, and just with you guys. I really enjoy making videos to be able to help others and kind of share some of my experiences. Now, my main experience with YouTube has been like this. It's been up and down, kind of roller coaster, but in a good way, right? I'm not getting paid yet, and I know that probably could change, and all it would take is either like one video or a certain thing that I do, but I don't want to do just like brain rot or just like content that just for views. I'd rather be honest, I'd rather be real, I'd rather do things that kind of showcase what I love to do. Like right now, I am looking for flowers, a little vendor that sells flowers, so I can get my mom some flowers. Even though right now I am not exactly, you know, doing certain things that probably should allow me to get her flowers, my mom does everything for me, you know, and my family is everything to me. So I want to get them flowers as well. So I'm looking for a little street vendor, and once I see one, just probably get both of them flowers because they both deserve the world. And I'm extremely grateful for the family that I have. It's not a big family, but at the end of the day, for me, what matters is quality over quantity any day of the week. And I know I've made a lot of mistakes, but the main thing that YouTube has taught me is consistency. So the more often that I post, the more traction I've kind of gained. Now, to some, 800 subscribers, well, 800 plus is not a lot, but to me, that's an insane amount. I couldn't even fit more than 3 people in my car. I don't have a big car, right? My car is a little bit old too, but you know what? I'm grateful that I have my older car. I'm grateful that my car is small. I would rather keep my circle small, just like my family, because at the end of the day, I know exactly who I can trust and who I cannot. And recent events that happened, it taught me a lot about trust, about myself, what I need to learn about people, and how far people really will go just to get ahead. Now, for me, what I want to do on my YouTube account is be able to spread positivity, share my experiences, share what I've done, what I've learned. No negative hate, no anyone putting anyone else down, right? Maybe people that watch, I make fun of my account, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter to me. Things used to faze me to the point where I used to be a little bit self-conscious. I used to think, oh my God, like, you know, what if they judge me? Or like, what if somebody in my real life saw me? And I realized something. I really don't care. At the end of the day, I'm the same person I am on camera as I am in person, right? So some people may take what I say or do in a bad way, and I've learned that recently. But I've also learned that's not my problem. It's not that I have to change because somebody took something I said offensive, or somebody took something that I said as a bad thing, when it literally, all it consisted of was me talking about a joke, or me opening up about something I probably shouldn't have, right? Now, I honestly understand if people get offended if I say something offensive, right? But if all I'm doing is talking about myself and nothing's bad, not in an offensive way, just simply like, man, like, I'm a little stressed out with everything that's going on, to me, it's not offensive, right? But to other people, that could be wrong. And at the end of the day, I don't control how other people react. I do control what I say. I do control how I react. And that's why I decided to make certain decisions that may not have left me in the best spot in my life, but I would rather take a leap of faith. I'd rather jump blindly into what I'm doing right now, and I'm not certain how the outcome is, right? YouTube is never guaranteed, right? Making it is never guaranteed, but I would rather take a shot at making videos, at being who I was meant to be, than being in an environment where people try to put me down for who I am, how I am. People are so miserably unhappy that it just bleeds over into me. I don't want that. I realized I was feeling emotions that I shouldn't be, right? And I realized in order for me to protect who I am at the core of my being, you can't be in an environment like that and genuinely thrive. If you are meant to help others or meant to make a difference in this world, right, then that wouldn't be for you. As I'm driving, as I have my tripod kind of clicked in, right, I'm in a certain spot. They're doing protests right outside. I know this video is kind of like changing as it goes, but they're doing protests outside. And I realize if these people, it doesn't matter if they're working, it doesn't matter if they're not, it doesn't matter what they're doing with their day, right? They're out here on their weekend, okay? I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. So we got protesters on the street, just different things, okay? And these people take a stand for what they believe in. These people are willing to speak out against it. There's a lot of evil in this world, okay? And I've learned the hard way that evil never really comes to an end. People never really stop being bad. People simply just either change or get better at hiding it. And I would rather just be somebody who is true at heart, who tries their best, and who wants to make a difference in this world. If my message is never received the right way, if I'm not taken the way I was meant to be, then at the end of the day, that was never my intention. But at the same time, I don't want to be somebody who suffers because of that, right? Now, in the recent environment that I was in, I was suffering a lot because people were just being very childish, for lack of a better word. And like, I don't need that in my life. I don't need somebody trying to put me down, somebody trying to tell me what I can and cannot do. I had to change a lot of things. I have interests and hobbies outside of what I was doing, right? And I realized in order for me to really flourish on who I am, sometimes I got to take a leap of faith. Now, there were other things that were going on, but I would rather stand firm, take this shot 100%, not knowing what the future holds, but giving it my all. Now, as I'm talking to you guys, I want to be more of an interactive kind of, not like so much vlogger, but just like making more interactive videos, like discussing more than just my life or my faith, right? YouTube has given me a new opportunity to be able to do that. This platform that I've grown from 0 followers in December to almost 1,000, and right now we're barely in May. I know I can take it a lot farther. I know I can do a lot better. That's exactly what I want to do, right? When I do certain things, it's not on impulse. There are some times where, I'll admit it, I am kind of an impulsive person. There are some times where I'm like, man, I probably shouldn't have done that. Decisions that I make that are on the spot, right? Sometimes they're food decisions, sometimes they're life decisions, sometimes they're money decisions, sometimes it's just things, right? Everything's a learning experience, but you have to know what to appreciate, when to appreciate it, and why you really want to do it. For the longest time, I used to always make decisions just because I thought I had to, or because I thought if I were to do something, somebody would judge me too harshly if I made the wrong decision. I would rather make 100 wrong decisions so I can learn 100 different times in 100 different ways than be scared to make one wrong decision and never take a leap. I used to always be the opposite way. I used to always be somebody that would always weigh out every option, kind of analysis paralysis, but not really. And that really got the best of my life. I wasn't really living it. Up until recently, I've realized what it is to truly be alive. And for, I guess, reference, I'm 26, and in less than 4 months, I'm gonna be 27. And up until about, I wanna say 3 months ago, I don't think I've ever lived a day in my life. Now, when I say live, I don't mean, oh, like I'm gonna go bungee jumping, skydiving, right? There are different ways you can get adrenaline rushes, that's great and all. But when I say living, I mean like genuinely enjoying just waking up, right? I may not know what the future holds, especially right now, things are extremely uncertain. But the one thing I do know for sure is that me moving around, me taking this opportunity, me taking this chance on myself, I only have 7 days, if I'm being honest. My 7 days are almost up. And I want to be able to show myself that YouTube and going on this path is the right decision for me. Now, I've made other videos where I give advice, where I try to help others, and that's me being genuine, just like this is right here. I don't know what the future's gonna hold. I don't know if YouTube's gonna work out, or if it's gonna take me longer, or if I'm gonna have to find something else until this launches. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna quit. That doesn't mean I'd give up. When things get hard, you walk away from it just because you say, oh, I tried. No, that's not who I am. That's not how I ever want to be. I would rather try 1,000 times and have to get back up that 1,001 time, and that be the time that I don't have to be fighting like everything I have anymore. That be the time that I finally get to where I was meant to get to in life. But at the same time, you never know until you try. And that's what I've been trying to do when it comes to anything, not just YouTube, but anything in my life I set my mind to. I want to be able to give it my all, because at the end of the day, that's all that I have left. Fighting for this, fighting for my family, trying to make a difference in this world. Because if I don't, there's nobody else in my family has to count on. I realized that the other day when I was looking at my mom, I realized the most important thing in my life is my family. And if I'm not taking care of them, then I'm not doing my job as a son. There's so much pressure that I'm constantly having to be under, that people just don't understand. People focus on different things, right? If they're lucky enough, they can focus on having a relationship, going on vacation, doing things like that. And I have no hate towards them. That's good for them. I'm really happy for them. But I wouldn't trade my life for anybody, because that would mean one less person in this world who would understand the simple joy of doing that. I've finally learned how to live my life and be truly happy, even though I have a lot of stressing factors, even though a lot of pressure's on me. I would rather have that pressure on me, and I would much rather me be able to take it all, because I realize if I'm not suffering, if something's not happening to me, good or bad, right, it's gonna happen to somebody else in this world. God gives his strongest warriors his most intense battles. And I know lately that things haven't always been great, and I'm not saying I'm a saint. I'm not saying I'm the best person on earth. I know that I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I know that I've messed up a lot, but I feel like genuinely the path that I'm on right now is where I was meant to be at. I'm gonna start a separate account, and I want to see if I can actually do it and grow. But I also realized I would rather focus and dive deep into this account, show who I truly am, what I really want to do, the difference I want to make in this world, and be transparent. YouTube is an avenue for me that I want to take, that I want to make work, because I would love to be able to help others, not just in my immediate vicinity, but in the world, because making a difference truly does matter to me. I would rather be somebody who gives their all, tries with everything that I can, and if I don't succeed this time, keep going. I'm not giving up. I used to always quit when things got hard. I used to never see anything through. This is the first time that I am fighting with everything I have and trying my best to see it through. I would rather see everything through than still be wandering around thinking, what if? What if I started my channel now? What if I had started my channel last year or a year and a half before, sooner than December, right? What if I started when everyone was saying YouTube's on easy mode or following the trends? But that's not who I am. I would rather be authentic and be who I am as a person and have that show through and hope that's interesting enough for everybody, versus kind of just waiting around and hoping that my stuff works or taking shots in the dark. That's not who I am. I would rather be authentic, showcase who I am as a person, and do the good deeds. Sometimes I do things off of impulse. Like today, I didn't plan on giving my mom flowers, if I'm being honest. But then I started remembering everything she does. I was out and I was running around doing some errands, and I saw this old lady in a wheelchair. And as she was just sitting there outside, it's not like the warmest day outside. I love the cold. I'm in short sleeves, if you can't tell. I'm more of a person that dies in the heat. But in the cold, I'm a huge fan. I walk around in like short sleeves, shorts, and a tank top. Like, that's my kind of weather. But I know that's not everybody's. And she was a little too much on the older side to be out in this weather. And she was left in a wheelchair by herself. I didn't see any of her kids. I didn't see who left her. I didn't know anything about her. And I realized, you know what? I have a couple extra dollars. And I was going to use it on things that I don't need. So I was going to be like, you know what? Like, so I asked her, like, do you want anything to drink, right? Or anything to eat? Because I didn't know anything. I wasn't trying to take pity on her, because I never want to pity anybody. But I did want to make her feel like she was important enough to deserve a coffee or something warm, because it was cold outside, right? And that would just be something that I like to do. And she's like, no, I'm just waiting on like my kids. And when she told me that, I was like, okay, you know, like, I'm so sorry for bothering you. And she told me thank you. I was the first person to acknowledge her. It was a busy parking center and a busy structure. I would rather be the first person to do a lot of things than the person that just walks by and takes assumptions or be like, oh, they just want money. It's not how I want to be. So I'm working on it. I think I found a place that has flowers, so I'll be right back. I'm going to pause. I'll show you all the flowers that I get in a minute for my family. Hope you all like them. And I just want to let y'all know, even though I couldn't buy her a drink, I'm going to be able to get some flowers that may not be the best, but they're better than nothing. And I'm grateful. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you that watch my videos. I can't wait to show you all some more in a bit. Have a great day. I'll talk to you more soon. Hold on. All right, so we are back. We ended up picking up 3 bundles. I'll show y'all. I don't know if y'all can see all that. It's gonna be purple. We got some red roses there and some pink. Now, the reason why I got as many as I did is because, one, I realized that family deserves flowers, and it's something that I enjoy doing. 2, I don't know when I'm going to be able to do this many flowers again. So there's that. And thirdly, whenever I can do something, I would rather do it so that way if tomorrow never comes for those that matter to me, I would rather know that I gave everything that I could to try to make their day better. Now, I don't want to think negatively or like have like a negative outlook on life. I would rather have things be better, you know? And what I mean by that is this. I know that not every day is gonna be perfect, rainbows and sunshine. I know that I can't spoil them yet, right? Sorry about that. I know that I might not be able to spoil my family yet in the ways that I want, but once my account grows on this YouTube platform and every other platform I want to be able to build on, and once I'm able to get where I need to be at, then I will. There won't be a single day that I wouldn't be able to spoil my family, and I'd want to be able to be that person that, you know what, people are like, oh, like, this guy's showing off. I would rather be the person that does too much than not enough. I would rather be that guy that is always posting about what he did for his family, because that's how proud I want to be able to make my mom. There are days where I look at her and I see the struggle and stress in her face, because where she's at in life, where I'm at in life, she knows I'm not happy yet. She knows I haven't figured out a couple of things, but she knows that I'm trying. My mom supports me and pushes me to be a better person, a better man, a better father. My family's always been there for me. Now, when I say family, I don't mean like aunts, uncles, cousins. I mean like just my immediate family, and I only have my mom and one other person. That's really about it. And I've learned through this whole journey that I've been on, not just with YouTube, but in my life, that sometimes family that you think you can count on, you really can't. And I'm not saying that to be negative or to be hurtful or to talk bad about anybody. It's just the truth. And at the end of the day, instead of being greedy, instead of me wanting more for myself or trying to take, I would rather be able to just do more for them, right? I have enough, okay? I have shirts, I have a car, I have gas, I have food, right? And my mom, there are times where I know she's hurting, she's upset, and I don't want that, right? There are times where before I could have done more, and I hate to admit the fact that I just chose not to. I chose to not be a better son back then, and that's something that I will regret the rest of my life. I know there's so much more I could have done for her, and I don't want that to be the last thing that's on my mind. I would rather know that I'm giving everything I can to my mom, not because I had a guilt, but because she deserves the world. My family has been there for me at my lowest points, and there are times where, even though I haven't always been the best or the easiest person to be around, they've always shown up. So whenever I can show up for them, spoil them, or get them different things, I want to be able to. I know I'm not perfect, and I know I got a lot of work to do, but I would rather do it with them knowing that I want the best for them, always. I love my mom, I love my family. I want to be able to support them any way that I can, and just being able to do that is the only thing I want to be able to do, always. My brothers and sisters out there, if you have a loved one that you feel you should spend more time with, it doesn't have to be a mom and dad. If your mom and dad aren't around, I'm sorry for your loss. If whatever the case is, you know, I pray that you have somebody that cares about you. And if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling like, man, like there's nobody I have to talk to about my day, this account's for you. Go ahead and drop it down in the comments below. You don't got to tell us everything about your day if you don't want to. But if you need someone to vent, someone to talk to, that's what I started this real journey about. To be able to let you know you're not alone, right? Maybe people on here that just watch my videos and think, oh, he's funny, or oh, you know, like let's make fun of him because they may know me in real life. But in all honesty, that doesn't faze me. I don't really care. If they're that miserable or if you're that unhappy, then I feel sorry for you. And for those who actually watch my account and get the message that I'm trying to put out there, be able to make the world a better place, I'm glad you're here. We need more people like you. Maybe you can help me help the others that are lost, that are struggling. You know, at the end of the day, that's all I want to be able to do, is help anybody. It doesn't matter your past, it doesn't matter your present. All that matters is you want to make a difference in this world. There are many different ways you can make a difference in this world, even starting today. And if you can't seem to figure out which one you want to do, I'll pray for you that you can. There may be many different career paths for everybody, but I truly believe that YouTube is the start to what it is I want to do, to take me down the right path, take me on the right career, to help me so I can be able to make videos, get my time back, get my freedom back with my family, and do the things that I want to be able to do with them, for them, and to. Now, not everything is going to be solved by just making YouTube videos, I know that, but I want this to be the start that gives me the foundation for what I need to be able to do for them. Like whenever I got them these flowers, you guys have no idea how happy and proud it makes me. But I know that I can do a lot better because they should get flowers every day. There should never be a day where my family goes without. There should never be a day where my family questions if I care enough about them. So if that day ever comes, that means I'm not doing my job as a son, as a father, or as any part good in my family. I need to change immediately. I would never want that to happen. So I know I got a lot of work to do. I know I have a lot of things to fix, but I would much rather do that than to give up or to settle for, okay, this is just what my family can do right now. I will find a way, no matter what it takes. And I pray to God every single day that I don't mess up, that I don't make a mistake, that I don't cost my family anything, because at the end of the day, they're always supporting me. They always have been. They've always loved me. They've always looked out for me. I never want that to change. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for all the work, the time, the effort, because I know I'm a lot, and I know that things haven't always been the best. I know that sometimes I get impatient, sometimes I get a little aggressive when I don't need to be. But if I'm being honest, it's all because of either stress or just me not want to take responsibility for sometimes my actions. And that's what I want to change. That's what I'm working toward changing. This is the first day of me admitting my faults so I can work past them. Because I'm human. At the end of the day, I know I mess up quite a lot if I'm being honest. But this is the opportunity that I've been waiting for. Be able to make the change that I need for my life, for my family's life, and just for things in general to be better. So brothers and sisters out there, always know it's never too late to make a difference in this world. I pray that you and everybody else out there sees and understands, if you do not give up, if you want to make a difference in this world, sometimes you got to be the change you want to see. So that's my goal for today. Thank you all for watching me. Sorry for joining along in this rant. Just wanted to give you a little bit about goals, about my YouTube channel, what I want to do, and what my next plan is. Some big videos are coming out very soon, kind of similar to this shooting, but just very different. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. Talk to you more all soon. Have a good one.